Hi, I'm Darcy Benincosa, and welcome to my inbox. If you are new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. If you've been around for years, thanks for staying with me. Today, I wanted to deliver a quick note, a quick reminder for 2019 for all of you big, ambitious achievers out there. And I wanted to bring this training in because, one, I want to just reward you for being on my newsletter. I do not send out spam, and I try to really respect your guys' privacy and not over send emails, even though I know it's like a marketing technique and everybody says you should do it. I personally don't like it that much, but I wanted to give you guys some gratitude through a training that won't be on Facebook, Instagram, or my YouTube, but here just for those of you who open up and click this email. So what I wanted to talk about are 3 things to remember to break through your upper limit problems. Now, some of you might be thinking, Darcy, what the heck is an upper limit problem? And it's a phrase coined by an amazing writer, Dr. Gay Hendrick, and he wrote a book called The Big Leap. I love this book. It's one of the first I read years and years ago that helped me, dun dun dun, dun, take a big leap forward. I think the title's genius. I think the way he explains things is really, really clear. And he coined a phrase called upper limit problems. Now, anybody who is in the realm of self-development, they know upper limit problems. So I want to explain that to you. An upper limit problem is basically a limit you put on yourself in the amount of joy and success that you allow into your life. However, dun dun dun, the mystery of ourselves, we do this subconsciously. So it's something that happens that we do, a type of behavior, whether an addictive pattern or whether we always tend to get sick before we go on vacation or whatever it is, we tend to do something or attract something or create some drama in our life that keeps us from being as happy as we could be, that keeps us from making as much money as we could, that keeps us from having as much love as we could have into our life. So I want to go through 3 ways that you can make sure that you're conquering these upper limit problems so that they don't take over your life. So the first way to break out of your upper limit problem is actually to become aware of how you are sabotaging yourself. Ah, yes, our own selves, how we sabotage. And signs that you have an upper limit problem could be you're asked to speak at a lot of conferences or do something important or shoot weddings or whatever. And every time right before the big day, you get sick. You could not be able to break a certain income amount. So every single year you make the same amount of money, no matter if you are working harder and feel like your business should be growing. Another sign you have an upper limit problem, you pick a fight with your spouse after you've had like some major success. Another thing of an upper limit problem, you're afraid to invest in yourself and you just make an excuse of how you'll always do it next year. Or another example is you start something really, really big and then you give up on it, or you leave projects undone or unfinished, or you start a podcast and then you don't do it regularly, or, there's so many ways that you could have an upper limit problem. Procrastination is a huge one. Not getting back to inquiries in your inbox. That's another huge one that astounds me greatly. I mean, we're all out there trying to make a better living, and yet we continuously miss out on opportunities that are coming our way. So you could do it through addiction. You can do it through fighting. You can do it through procrastinating. You can do it through your health. All of these things are things that we create in our life sometimes when we are afraid to go into the next realm of where we're supposed to be going. So when you become aware of how you sabotage, it's actually the first step to solving it, because you can start to recognize your patterns. And I find that when I recognize my patterns, I'm able to talk myself out of them, instead of if I live in ignorance and pretend that, oh, of course I just get sick before each workshop, or of course I just pick a fight with my sister right when we're ready to have a breakthrough, or something like that. So that's the first step. Recognizing it. The second step of what you need to recognize is actually your own brilliance. I'm going to get real with you, and you get real with yourself. You have gifts and talents and beauty and brilliance and amazing things that you don't show the world, that you deflect when people compliment you on, that you doubt on a daily basis, which is crazy, and you wonder if you have what it takes to make it. It's time to stop that. You have no time in this world to doubt yourself. And if you do, you have to push through it immediately and say, well, I don't know if this is right, but I'm doing this anyway. You have to become your biggest cheerleader. When you know the brilliance you have, the talents you have, the gifts that you have, and the way that the world gets to benefit from all of those, you will break through those upper limit blocks. You will stop the self-sabotage, because you will be driven by something deeper and bigger, and that is your own self-love, your own desire to leave a legacy, and your own knowledge that you have got this. Number 3 for breaking through those upper limit problems is to play a bigger game with money and friends. And what does that mean? It means exactly what it says. I'm very clear. I just put it right there. You guys can read it. Or if you're listening, I'll say it again. You play a bigger game with money and friends. Let me be honest here. A lot of upper limit problems come when women especially play too small, because they are afraid of losing their friends who might feel threatened by them. If you're an ambitious woman listening to this right now, you're in my inbox, you know that I have no shame in my ambition, but I've also lost a few friends over it. And I have no space in my life for somebody who's going to make me feel bad because of my success. I will help anybody around me get to any level of success that I possibly can, but you can't force people there, and you can't play small just so other people feel comfortable around you, okay? If I did that, I would still be Mormon and probably have 6 kids and be living the life that my parents really wanted for me, which is nothing what my life looks like now. They didn't want this for me. But you have to play a bigger game. And as for money, well, as Beyonce says, I'm not a gambler, but the one thing I'm willing to bet on is myself. So I want you to look into how you can improve your relationship with yourself, with your friends, with your money, what risks you're going to take, how to push yourself outside of your comfort zone and break through those upper limit problems that are keeping you in a world that looks the same year after year, where your income doesn't grow, you don't get better friends, you don't have better experiences with your life, you fight, you get sick, you keep doing the same compulsive behavior and again. And it's time to up that. Your commitment to breaking an upper limit problem, your awareness of it, your desire to play a bigger game of money and friends, and your recognition of your own brilliance, you guys, that's what beats these upper limit problems. And you're going to still have it. Sometimes I feel very uncomfortable about the amount of money that I make until I remind myself what I do with that, who I get to help with that, what that means in the world. But I still do. It feels very privileged for me to have created this life and this business, and I don't take a single day for granted, but I'm also not going to feel guilty for achieving what I've achieved, so much so that I play small in this world, because this world has too many small players. You know that, and I know that, and I'm done playing small. Are you? Thanks so much for being on my newsletter. I'll send more tips and training, and make sure you go and sign up for my money webinar. It's going to be happening over the next 3 weeks, and we're going to get really real about you and money. Have an awesome day, everybody. Bye-bye.